Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Sunday, July 9th, 2023, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Now Mind You podcast. I'm TJ.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Bryce.
This is episode 76, manga. In terms of announcements, as per usual, there will be some spoilers up ahead, but first and foremost, we got to congratulate our homie Matt, who is
Yes,
now,
indeed.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, 3-0 as a pro
3-0.
boxer. 3
Yep.
0. My boy had a fight this past Friday at the time of this recording. Won that unanimous decision, a 4-rounder. Had a pretty tough opponent, but my boy was able to drop him twice in the second round. Just yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was dope. Live boxing is different. It's different. If y'all ever get an opportunity to go see a boxing match live, go. That shit is insane. Bryce, you got anything you want to add to that?
Hey, I've said what I've said, man. Matt got a cannon on him.
That is true. Do not want any problems with Matt. I'm glad he's on our side. uh,
Why was he upstairs this whole time?
uh, other than
Also,
that,
I'm back.
yeah, and Bryce is back too. Bryce is
Yeah.
back in the building. And finally, the three of us together again. It's been a minute, so I'm happy. In terms of the docket for today, we got Sakamoto Days,
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen, Kaiju
Yeah.
number 8, My Hero, and then we'll go over our favorite chapter this week, and we'll also go over the topic of the week, which is what is it, y'all?
It is.
No, I'm playing.
What's
What's your favorite I'm him moment in anime or manga?
Okay. With that, we're gonna switch it up a little bit, but Bryce is gonna kick us off with Sakamoto Days. Go ahead, dude.
Yeah. So it's just a continuation of the fight, of course. It's Sakamoto Days. We're on chapter 126, and the chapter is called I'll Kill You Later by, of course, Yutsu Suzuki. And it's a continuation of the fight between Hiyo and Kumanomi.
That is
Um,
correct.
you know, Hesuke gets involved. Now he's got his sniper rifle back and he's getting into it. And it's a pleasant surprise that Hesuke is the maker of this fight. It comes down to him because he's the only one that could do it. Hesuke starts off with a shot, shoots her hand, surprises her. They get into Hesuke and Hiyo get into a little back and forth. Kumanomi starts pulling out the magnetism powers, and it's not working. And then we start getting those ricochet shots that Hesuke is known for. And it's very clear that Hesuke is going to be the decider of this fight because he has lead bullets, and because of the ricochet ability, he's able to hit her. So the fight kind of changes. She's trying to make a point to take out Hesuke, but Hiyo's kind of getting involved. Hiyo's such a badass, by the way, becoming one of my favorite members.
Yeah.
And eventually, the fight keeps going. Kumanomi does like a really cool thing with like iron sand, like turning in the gloves and just using that.
Pocket sand.
It's just dope. It's
That's a deep cut.
So basically the fight keeps going and Hesuke gets this dope ass shot where he shoots Hiyo's I guess chin guard or chin.
Yeah, he shoots off the metal plate on his chin.
A metal plate on his chin, and it gets Kumanomi right in the shoulder, and then she gets gut checked by Hiyo. This is just a fun chapter. This is so good. Still on with the action. Sakamoto Days once again has not missed. I hope to get more Hiyo and Hesuke tag team action. I really don't want Hiyo to die, but I'm really getting the vibe that Hiyo ain't gonna make it past this arc, but we gonna see. But with that, I'm gonna just pass it on to TJ. Give your thoughts, sir.
Well, thank you, good sir. Professor Coachman, if you will. In terms of what I thought about this chapter, excuse me. First of all, you guys remember that movie Wanted with Jolie and McAvoy? Yeah. Curving bullets, man, with them ricochet shots. Alternative title to me, the unlikely tag team. Because let's be real, that tag team was super effective.
It's so clean.
Bullets being mostly led, so Kumanomi can't even control them. That was good. That was clutch. Heisuke going ahead and poking the bear, pointing out how long it takes for her to load up her railgun, and then being like, "Hey, when it comes to the sniper battle, I won't lose." Hio handling
He like, damn, shoot your shot.
Hio handling things at close range while Heisuke is out here handling long range. That was like the chef's kiss for me. Like their flow was effortless. They just met like that day.
Yep.
I honestly thought that when Kumanomi was closing in on Heisuke from up top, like when she was literally dropping down on him about to like hit him with something, I thought he was gonna have a ricochet shot ready to go. Because I think Heisuke's got something for close range too. But then Hio came through with that fucking cannon, right? That can apparently punch through several layers of metal. Nigga.
Anime strength.
Nigga, he bounced. I know Bryce just went over this, but Hio bounced a bullet. I should say Heisuke bounced a bullet off of Hio's metal jaw. That's the review for me. No other manga compares to this chapter this week. Heisuke had iron sand in his eyes and could only see two blurry figures, which shout out to Yuto Suzuki for even drawing it like that, because it really made you think like, oh, he really can't see right now. But his spatial awareness is so god tier that he can close his eyes and still see. Nah, Heisuke is different. And I know I've been saying this for the past 2 weeks, but he's sniping without a scope, you guys. Without a scope.
No scope.
Yeah. And he's
no
doing
scope
all these crazy
and
shots.
is avoiding lethal shots intentionally.
Yeah. It's like, so if he wanted to flip that switch, a lot of people would not be in Sakamoto Days right now. I don't even think Sakamoto would be in Sakamoto Days, because remember their first introduction, Heisuke was on a mission to take him out, you know. Also, Heisuke refusing to play by the assassin rules. I like that. Stand your ground,
That's
homie.
real shit.
I'm surprised he didn't use Pisuke, because I feel like his pet bird has helped him before in the past to kind of be like an echolocation tool, so to speak. Like Pisuke would be like,
probably
over here,
don't want to
dog.
put him at risk though.
Right, because things are a lot more dangerous with the magnetism telekinesis thing going on. This was an action-packed chapter, but where's my anime announcement? Bet money. No, bro, we gotta bring it up every week. Bet money Heisuke is gonna keep some eye drops on him from now on. Pocket Sand is for real. I'm gonna pass the mic over to Matt.
All I'm gonna say is this. I made the realization when I read this chapter today that Sakamoto Days is my favorite manga currently. The creativity.
I wanted on the record that the council was pleased with this observation. Go on, Professor Hem.
Thank you so much. The creativity of the action, like that we've seen on a week-to-week basis, like we talking about swinging on cables on bridges
while riding a motorcycle.
We're talking about punching holes through concrete, bouncing bullets off chins, freeway battles with buzzsaws. Like, bro, like cutting buildings in half. What the fuck is?
Can you imagine?
Every time something ridiculous happens, something more ridiculous ends up happening.
This is not untrue.
Like, damn, you know what? This would be easier if I just don't look. Let me just close my eyes and just shoot. My bad. Again,
I was tripping, scope. Y'all. Yeah.
And the ricochet shots, he could control where the ricochet is. And like, they have such a nasty combo to close range, long range, like y'all was saying. Like, you can be sniped, and if you get too close to the sniper, here come Kyo.
A hammer.
Yeah. So, goddamn. But yeah, I just made the realization, like, when I was reading it, I was like, yeah, I go right to it every week. It's definitely the first thing I go for on Sunday.
Yeah.
Even over Jujutsu Kaisen, and I love Jujutsu Kaisen. Sakamoto Days is just my favorite thing to read every week. It's something about it, man. Yeah. Where the fuck is the anime at? My bad.
Yeah, I gotta see some of these scenes in the animated. I got to. It's a requirement now.
Yeah.
TJ, you want to take us into Jujutsu?
Sure thing. Let me just get my nosebleed rag ready.
Oh yeah.
So
let me get my reading glasses on. I gotta take notes.
Jujutsu Kaisen, of course, by Gege, Let Them Cook So They Can Stress Us Out Akutami. This is chapter 228, titled Inhuman Makio Shinjuku Showdown Part 5. Where do we leave off? Gojo shrunk his domain to the size of a basketball. Summary. This is starting to feel a little too easy for Gojo. That's not good. So, the review. I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh yeah.
I've been having an uneasy feeling this whole arc. Kenjaku's got my ass nervous, and now Sukuna's got my ass nervous too. And again, up to this point, we have yet to see a drop of sweat spill from either of them. We've seen blood, we have not seen sweat. So they're still not even close to being exhausted. Now, the central, I guess, premise here in this chapter, especially piggybacking off of the last chapter, is the fact that, for one, just a reminder, Gojo and Sukuna are as genius level sorcerers, and they are always the exception to the rule. They're to the point where things that are just theory in the Jujutsu world, they can make a reality. Things that they've seen one time, whether they know the inner workings of the technique or not, if it's been done to them, if they've experienced it, if they've even just seen it, they can recreate it, right? So Gojo and Sukuna have been constantly back and forth expanding domains into each other so that domains are constantly clashing. Sukuna's central thing is he's always trying to expand his domain further out than Gojo's domain so he can break Gojo's domain from the outside and thus cause his sure hit technique, which is usually the slash, to inflict some damage upon Gojo, right? But what's been happening with each domain battle they do, is that they're both adjusting, they're both adapting to each other's tactics, right? So what has Gojo done? Last chapter, he was using the Infinite Void Limitless, right, to make sure that even if Sukuna were to crack his domain, nothing's going to happen to him due to the Infinite Void, right? But then Sukuna was like, that's crazy. Let me just hold on to you, because I know if I hold on to you, Infinite Void won't attack or won't do anything to me, and thus it'll lose its effectiveness, right? This time, Gojo remembered what it was like his time back in the prison domain. So that's the reason why he was able to essentially rewrite the effect of his cursed domain to now shrink it to the size of a basketball. So think like a TARDIS, right? It's bigger on the inside, right? I feel like all the pieces for a dirty joke are there, but I'm gonna leave it alone. But so it's bigger on the inside. Sukuna's still in there. So what did Sukuna do? He expanded Malevolent Shrine, his cursed domain, to again break from the outside. But this time what occurred is that while Sukuna was focused on breaking this domain from the outside, Gojo hit him with another spirit gun blast right down the middle into the torso, right? So here's the thing. You're thinking like, all right, Sukuna's got to be done for. But here's the thing. Gojo, when he ended up using reverse curse technique to heal his burnt out curse energy, Sukuna saw that was a possibility, so now he's using it too. But then they stopped doing domain to domain exchanges, so now it's them fighting across buildings again. So what's the issue now? Gojo's like, wait, why is Sukuna just limiting himself to these domain battles? I know he knows all about Fushiguro's like 10 shadows technique, the Mahoraga, basically that fucking Shikigami Chimera. Why isn't he fucking using that thing? Like, what's going on here? Why isn't he using this? Why is he just content with just either trying to break my cursed domain or use his sure hit technique? What's going on here? And then it essentially ends with you see the halo, the fucking halo wheel, and then you see Gojo's nose start to bleed. This is why I feel uneasy. So that's essentially what was going on in this chapter. It's like they had been rewriting each other's cursed domains like on the fly to kind of one up each other and also adapt to each other's abilities, but something seems off. Let me continue with my review, right? But actually I may have said a lot of the stuff that was in my review just now when I was summarizing the chapter. Yeah, so he has access to Fushiguro's body, and he knows that he can summon the most powerful Shikigami, the Mahoraga. Yo, I looked up the Mahoraga on Wikipedia, the Jujutsu Kaisen Wikipedia, and you know the fucked up thing about this, right? So Matt and I, we've covered this on the podcast before about how Fushiguro just summoned it that one time in Shinjuku, and he passed out. Here's the thing about that Shikigami: no one has ever been able to tame it. and it's damn near unbeatable. So even if Fushiguro didn't pass out, he wouldn't have been able to stop it. Like,
Yeah,
that's
you
why
just
this
got to
thing's
kill it.
And then here's the other crazy thing too, right? Here's the other crazy thing. We've seen what happens when Sukuna summons Fushiguro's Shikigami. They look like legendary Pokemon.
Yeah.
He summons them at their maximum output, their maximum potential. What the fuck is that Chimera gonna look like when he summons that? That's actually kind of frightening. And if he unleashes that upon Gojo, which is what looks like it's about to happen, ugh. But then I also feel like Akutami has been setting us up in this pattern where it's like, oh shit, Gojo's about to bite it. Ah, but he's Gojo. Oh shit, Gojo's about to bite it. I feel like Gojo is going to fucking eat it. He's gonna bite that big one, and the tone is gonna shift crazy. But I don't know if this is it. I don't know. This chapter was wild as hell. That ending was a bit of a fucking cliffhanger. I'm a little scared, and that's how Jujutsu Kaisen's been making me feel lately. But I tune in every week, yo. I'm gonna pass the mic back over to Matt. What'd you think, bro?
Stress.
Yeah,
Yeah. Stressful. And
that
you
Clifton
know,
Powell meme. Yeah, I feel
yeah,
you.
man. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. This shit was just stressful. You know, like I think we're getting closer and closer to what could be you know, the end of Gojo, you know, at least as we know him.
Yeah.
Because he did bring up a good point. It's like, why is he just settling for some of Fushiguro's techniques? And even in that regard, why is he still not using like the big one? And now he is about to use the big one. And this thing also attacks indiscriminately too. But like you said, no one else has tamed it before, and he seems to have much more control over all of these beasts.
Yeah.
So we'll see, because that's going to be a real tough 2-on-1 to deal with.
Yeah.
It'll be a real tough one. Other than that, I don't have much to add. I feel like you pretty much covered everything. I'll pass it over to Bryce.
Yeah, I think TJ covered it. I am interested because Sukuna technically the last time we saw that Halo, he summoned it, but he didn't summon it. He only like used an attack to kill Megumi's sister.
Yeah.
So you know, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe Sukuna's like, look, me summoning this thing at full power, I don't need to fucking do that. That should have fucked me up. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm curious to see what's gonna happen next. I do think we're at the end of this because you can't be given all this dialogue what like 3-4 chapters straight.
Oh,
It,
we've had worse in Jujutsu Kaisen. There,
that's
I
true.
think when
That's
the
true.
culling game started, bro, and it
Oh,
was
that
like the
chapter was
Higuruma
just fire.
chapters, that was
Madness.
just straight text. That
Yeah.
was almost as bad as Hunter x Hunter. Y'all
Yeah, I
know what I'm
read
I
talking
that
was
shit.
about.
literally about to say, if you could tough through them Hunter x Hunter waves, that shit ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Trust me.
But yeah,
There's
this
much worse out here.
this
Sorry.
this
That's
this
so
whole
true.
arc reminds me of X 1999. I can't get the shit out of my head. It just yeah, I'm expecting like some terrible shit next chapter. Uh, but yeah, otherwise it was really good. I'm gonna give it 5 nosebleeds out of 5.
That's fair.
Oh, okay.
You know what's wild? Not to digress, but you know what's wild? Every time you guys talk about Axe 1999, that's
Yeah.
from like Clamp. Isn't that the same crew that did like Card Captors?
I think so.
That's wild as hell. All right. Anyway, what we got next, fellas?
Uh,
What we got
we
next?
got my hero.
Oh,
Let's get through it.
splendid.
Let's get
Splendid. I hate Bryce so much.
the subtext is crazy.
We got chapter 393, and this is called A Girl's Ego. So we
Girls,
flash back to earlier on when essentially when the villains first started getting together. And there's, you know, Toga's there, Spinner's there,
Compress.
Mr. Compress, yeah, I couldn't think of his name. Deadpool, no, I'm just playing. Twice, and Himiko, Dabi, you know, they're all there, and they're pretty much talking about their quote unquote ideals, whatever. Like, you can be whoever you want to be, and all this other stuff, right?
Right.
And they in some kind of way of trying to they try to utilize that conversation in the beginning and tie it through the chapter as like these fundamental differences that take place between heroes and villains, and especially in this instance they're using Toga and Uravity. So we're still in the middle of that fight, and Toga's like, she wants to live as Himiko Toga because she's also starting to see twice in her head. And she's like, I don't want you to pity me, like you heroes, like, because they believe that heroes feel bad for them, and like that's why they won't kill them and all this other stuff, like, oh, you're gonna try to rehabilitate us. And honestly, I think we got some pretty cool action sequences going through this, but I think a lot of the subtext and just the direct on top text kind of took a bit away from it.
Right.
I'm just being as objective about it as I can be. But I think a lot of that kind of took away from some of the action, because it almost feels like there's too much conversation being had for y'all to be fighting.
Right. Yeah.
And
I feel that.
We see that the both of them during this fight level up their quirk, where Toga seemingly now that she is using twice as power to also copy other people on the field at the same time. So her copies are now doing what twice as copies would have done. But now she's like, because it's Toga, she can become you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, there's basically a bunch of twice Togas out there. Anyway, I thought that shit was crazy, and that apparently Uravity is now lifting not only people that she's touched, but if she's touched you and you touch somebody else, it just goes like that. So without even having to make a connection first, she's now levitating everybody. Which I thought was cool. Like, I thought that was like a cool little thing. And she like explains like she would never just drop motherfuckers out the sky, like not intentionally. She was like, the difference is like, she was like, I don't feel bad for you, like, because you chose to be a killer. Like, I'm choosing not to do that shit. You did. Right. Like, I'm not saying I'm a better person than you. I'm saying that like you got the game twisted. I'm just locking you up because motherfuckers like you don't need to be on the street. Not because like I don't want to kill you. I'm just not no killer, but don't push me. Pretty much was what she told him. So
I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
For real. All in all, that was the chapter. Objectively, the chapter was straight. Subjectively, again, it was like it just was like it's just too much story. Like I kind of need, not necessarily too much story. Let me rephrase. It's one of those situations where I feel like there was just there. Do you want me to focus on what's being said, or do you want me to focus on the fight?
Right.
Like the panels were like, it was just like the panels to me was just too busy because it was a lot of fight happening, but then there's like really big splash pages of like text that's like damn near stopping me from seeing some of the action.
Yeah, I feel that.
But that's pretty much where I'm at. Lord be with us. I'm gonna pass it to Bryce.
Okay. All right. I'm glad you passed it to me because you made a lot of points, man. What I'm gonna do, I had time to think about it. What gets me mad about this art? I've thought about it. And then I'm gonna say what I need to say, and then I'm gonna say what I want to say.
What does that mean? What does that mean, Bryce?
This is what I need to say.
Okay.
I feel like this is but I'm being serious now. Come on.
Okay.
I feel like this chapter puts in place the problem that we've always felt with My Hero, that this is it's you're doing this, but it's too late.
Right.
I think that when I think about the villains, when I think about Dabi, when I think about Himiko Toga, when I think about Double, when I think about what's his name, Strain, the Stain ripoff dude.
Oh, Spinner.
When I think about Shigaraki, the thing about them is They are villains of this time of All Might's era, that the era failed them and they became villains. And in Deku's era, instead of just taking them out like All Might's era would do, and thus continuing the problem, they're trying to save them, right? And we see that Spinner versus the other kids from the class that were both.
The
I'm just gonna
heteromorphs. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dabi and Shoto, and of course Endeavor. We have Toga now with Uraraka, and we're probably and just Double ends up getting killed. But this is how the chapter plays out now is the problem, because we didn't get that. We didn't get these details about Himiko. We didn't get these details about Spinner. We got details about Shigaraki, and we got details about Dabi through Endeavor. But these characters didn't get that shine beforehand. So now that we're getting this conclusion, it's like we're just getting it stockpiled in our face with this dialogue and this action. And it's just kind of a miss.
Right.
You saying it's too much development too late. It's like we kind of just over it.
Late. It's too much development too late. So that's what I needed to say. What I want to say. This is like, you know how Naruto there's like the talk no jutsu.
Mm-hmm.
There's no talking with these motherfuckers, bro. There's no talking to the villains in this shit, bro. I'm looking at this. I'm watching Himiko do all this crazy shit, and I'm here Uraraka trying to get close to her and talk to her, and like have this conversation about love. And I'm like, bitch, you are way past the point of talking. This is
R.I.P. to the general, but what love got to do with it?
What love got to do with this shit, my nigga? She got a whole like crazy power up army shit going on, and you trying to like, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
Right.
What you want? Himiko said it best. Here you go, right here. But in the end, you'll toss me into a cage on death row, won't you? You'll murder me, or you'll murder me outright, just like they did to Jin. It's win or lose, live or die. A winner takes all survival match. No going back now. Bitch, why are you talking?
Right.
Ain't nothing to talk about. Throw the hands. I don't want no dialogue. Just have them go at it. This would be crazy. Just don't talk. I feel like Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto to talk to Sasuke how many times? It didn't work. When did it work? We was like, yo, I just gotta put your ass to the ground. That's all it is.
And now look at them. Best friends.
Best friends. Stop talking and just throw the hands, girl. You got a power up. Fly over there and kick her in the face and knock her out. That's all you need to do. Stop talking. This shit is weird. I was getting bad. I'm like, bitch, what are you love? Ain't no love here. She got an army. She's trying to kill everybody. Heck her out. I'm sorry. I just that shit blew my mind. Going back to what I needed to say, y'all try to have this conversation now. Bitch, you should have had this conversation chapters ago, an arc ago, 2 arcs.
Right.
Y'all had a whole thing. Now it's just started. Y'all ain't never had a man. Fuck out of here. No. Yeah. I was thinking about it, like, it's kind of sad because they could have built up the Himiko Toga thing and the Uraraka thing. They kind of did it with Deku, but it wasn't anything that to even look like it could be taken seriously. If I don't know if Uraraka was there when Double died. Was she there?
Twice, yeah.
She was there. She saw Twice die.
That's how she got his blood.
No, I'm talking about Uravity.
No, she wasn't there when neither of them were there because Hawks did that undercover.
Right. My bad.
If she was there, if that was a part of that, like, then that's kind of like, it's just like you had points where this could have been built up, where we wouldn't even need to have all this damn dialogue. And this just would have been one of the rawest fucking chapters in My Hero. It was just lost. Gravity doing like gravity shit, punching fucking clones in the face. Himiko's just making clones with like different, that she just summoned like different clones with different faces. So now she just, anybody's blood she got, she can make a clone of them. It's like, come on. What the fuck are we talking for? This shit is crazy. Shut the fuck up. Fight. I know sometimes like chapters be having, the girl characters gotta be cute and all that. Nah, fuck that. Throw them hands. Throw the hands. Get them paws up. You had the bunny chick. She was cold. Why can't we have more bunny chicks?
Yeah. She's in the mix. They just hopped away from that zone.
Damn.
Zone hopped away from the real.
Zone hopped away from the real. You can talk about love. Ain't no love here. Ain't no love here. What you doing? Love was gone when her nigga got killed. Shit.
Yeah.
Pass it on to TJ. Shit.
On that note, that energy. Real Sakura energy in this chapter to me.
Oh,
I know. I didn't feel great.
It ain't even
typing
Sakura.
that.
Nah, it ain't even Sakura, TJ. It's not even Sakura. Sakura threw the hands and shut the fuck up sometimes. She wasn't talking.
Debatable.
She wasn't talking to. She wasn't talking to Sasori. She wasn't talking.
True. But
I'm sorry.
I thought, okay, twice smoking a cig through the mask, hilarious.
mm-hmm.
Like your habit is that bad, huh? Also, some of those name suggestions suck.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild as hell. It's cool that Ochako's powers evolved mid-battle because Himiko had that moment too, and like looks like Uraraka is like taking it to the next level. Now, I get that essentially Himiko and Uraraka's relationship is supposed to be a mimic or a parallel to Izuku and Shigaraki's, right? Because Izuku and Shigaraki have the same type of parallel as well, where Izuku's like, I see the inner child in you, and he's sad. I gotta save him. And Shigaraki's like, man, my grandma was a hero, and she didn't stop me from getting beat by my pops.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I think it's a little heavy-handed with this storyline between the two of them. If that doesn't make any sense, but like,
I agree.
This obsession they have with each other, I thought the heteromorph story was more compelling in that regard. If you're trying to draw my attention elsewhere, I want to hear more about those heteromorphs. I want to hear more about what drove Spinner to pursue this path in life, because it wasn't just Stain. He's all like, I mean, it's also definitely the fact that he was a heteromorph, like same as the heteromorphs who are on the hero side too. I already forgot their names, but you know which ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. I mean, bro, that shit could have been a whole subplot of the series, to be honestly, honest.
It would have been way more compelling. You get a little more X-Men stuff going on in there, you know?
Can I just add one thing to that too?
Go ahead.
We don't know their fucking names.
Yeah, it kind of got wiped from memory.
They're not memorable.
Yeah. But okay, so that's another thing My Hero suffers from too, which I get why Kohei Horikoshi would have gone that route, but the cast is too big. The cast of characters is too big. You know what I mean? Like there's too many people to keep track of. There are like some people, like I barely remember their names, and they are in class 1A. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's bad. And now it's like kind of a mess too with this ending arc. Like there are too many zones that are being hopped over. We got too many storylines that are now loose ends, and we don't even know if they'll ever really get a conclusion, right? Overall though, I think it's time to just speed this arc up. Like All Might was suiting up against Rewind. All for One, what's good there? Is Bakugo healed yet? Right, that one hero sacrificed himself, made the strongest form of origami ever, right? To essentially bring this dude's heart back to life. What's good with Deku and Shigaraki? If anything, that's probably the most critical battle other than All Might versus Rewind All for One round 2. Belly Laser still hasn't received his comeuppance yet. And go ahead, tell him one time.
Brother lays a bitch straight like that.
Right? Like these are the things I'd rather read right now. These are the things that are top of mind. I think should be higher priority. That's what I feel. I think we've said it ad nauseum at this point. Um, yeah, I have nothing more to add. Let's segue to Kaiju, please.
Woo, child.
Matter of
Let's
fact, I've
go.
been waiting for you to say that.
We've been waiting, bro. We already be having to wait every 2 weeks. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. This chapter was worth a 2 week wait to me.
Man, when that shit gets animated, that
Oh
has to go
man.
crazy. If the animators don't put their ankles and whenever they get to that part of the season, something's off.
Yeah. You could just forget about it. I'll just say what the chapter was and I'll pass it off to y'all. Um More or less what we get in what chapter is this? Chapter 89, episode 89, number 89, whatever. We get a little bit of background on Hoshina, and we find out that he is in fact the younger brother to another Hoshina, another captain. Well, not
We've
necessarily
seen
another
him.
captain.
No, you're right.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He is. We've seen him before. You're right.
Yeah, and the younger brother of a separate captain. Because remember, we did see him. You're right. We were like, I wonder what's up with this guy.
Yeah.
Apparently, as children, the older brother was like leaps and bounds better. As
he was him.
Yeah, pretty much as typically, as the custom goes. And Hoshina and number 10 are pretty much struggling against this updated version, but they have at this point 100% confirmed that this is the final version of what they were trying to make 10.
Yeah.
So he pulls like some Iron Man house party protocol shit. He basically asked them to like send in another one of his weapons, and a bunch of these things fly down. He puts it together, and Hoshina ultimately pulls out a single blade, and he's switching to his single blade style, which is the style that his brother was the master of, which was also why he chose to go with the two-handed sword, even to the point that his suit is like, oh, you doing something different, you acting bad now. I don't know nothing about this.
Right.
Never seen you. You are in rare form. I've never seen you act like this before. And we find out that Hoshina was like, yeah, he had the weapon created because on the chance he already pretty much had the foresight of realizing they may know their moves, but he knows that he's never fought anybody really with a single blade. So no one is familiar with that. And and by they, I'm referring to Hoshina and his suit. They needed to find a new way to attack this kaiju because they were starting to lose, and they can't seem to get their output higher than 83%.
Right.
As far as their connectivity. So he makes one to slash and finally is able to make a dent or a cut, I should say, on the kaiju that he's fighting, and the chapter ends. I will pass it to TJ.
Bet money, Hoshina, he was talking to the lady in the chair, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna need you to cut my vest camera off.
Oh my God.
Nobody needs to see this. He's that secretive with it. Nah, so to me, it's like we've definitely seen that captain. I'm like, I 100% remember that. I can't remember the exact chapter number, but I know we've seen his older brother shown as a captain before. Literally like having
like
the
in
name.
passing.
Yeah, and we were like, wait, hold on a second. He's got the name Hoshina too. Yeah, and they just like kind of glanced over it, right? But I know we talked about that on the podcast before. I didn't know that. So Shido, our boy, was the reject. I didn't know Vice Captain was the reject of the family. He was the black sheep. Maybe that's why he can empathize with Ten so much, right? Also, what is up with this manga and rejection slash not being good enough slash childhood trauma seems to be a common theme amongst all these anti-kaiju defense force soldiers, bro. Like,
hey, get off that with the author. He working through something.
Is it?
Sorry. Hey, let him cook, man. Everybody needs an outlet,
That's
TJ.
This outlet is fire.
Fair enough. I was just like, why is this always oh shit. Matt just blew my mind. Loki is like, oh, the author's working through something. Watch Kaiju answer the final words like, are you proud of me now, Dad? I'd be like, damn.
Like, oh no.
Like, damn.
I'm a kaiju now.
Damn.
Whoa.
Oh my god. But yeah, the single blade style as a countermeasure, this man is always playing 4D chess. He's like, all right, there's a high chance this dude's been observing me this whole time. I've kept this in the pocket. All right, it might be time to bring it out. Something seems weird though with Kaiju 10, mostly because it's like, Matt, you kind of alluded to this too. It's like he seems very agreeable to this whole thing. And
like, oh damn, okay, you acting up.
Right, but and part of his whole thing is like he's constantly butting heads with Soshido, and that's also the reason why their connectivity, right, their compatibility rating goes up, is because they're toxic in the way that they motivate each other. But this time he's like, you know,
wanting to whoop ass right now. Though.
Yeah, it's like this time he's like, you know what, I'm gonna let you take the lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
The core of Kaiju, I think it's 12, right? That's the finished product. The core didn't look like it got exposed or damaged, so I don't think it's going to be that easy for them to defeat that Kaiju. That being said, it'll be really cool to see how the duo evolves from here, especially since Kaiju human evolution, right? Kaiju suit wearer evolution has been opened. That door did get opened by Naotomi literally in the last subplot, right? But that single blade form reminded me of Ian from One Punch Man, the dude who was with Atomic Samurai, and his whole thing is literally just like his sword releases just like crazy fast. But that panel where it cuts to him in his traditional gi for kendo, and him just like opening it with that swing, with the draw swing, I was like, that is fucking cold. That was so cold. I don't know. I have nothing else to say. I'm gonna pass it over to Bryce.
I love this chapter. This was so cool. I think y'all touched on everything. I just want to point out the most hilarious future chapter we're gonna get when Kaiju number 10, his suit is gonna come at him like a straight up crazy ex-girlfriend. Like I just think it's crazy how, you know, you had a whole ass different blade you could have used in our fight that you didn't do it. So
it's
really,
crazy. Like I wasn't worth it or some shit. That's crazy.
I'm just a bitch, but you can use it against
You,
this
so essentially you gonna get on your Vegeta. Like, hey, Vegeta with the energy's like, no, the nigga had Super Saiyan 3 and they use it. So I'm like, so I ain't really win for real. Like, nigga,
hey, we
like,
at
nigga, what are you talking about right now? Like, nah, man, I'm straight. Go ahead, you got it.
We at 83%. I feel like 23 right now. Right now. Good luck, sir. I'm about to give me a new body, and it's about to be a problem. Because we gonna run it back.
The thing is, like,
it crazy use.
It might actually be in the realm of possibility. Like, Kaiju 10 seems a little petty when it comes to being able to fight.
Yeah. Yep. Probably be just be super petty too. What if they get this suit and then they give the upgraded version to the brother? The brother probably already got one, but he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna just rock this. Just cause.
What if the brother is like on some, like, to make a One Piece reference, y'all to be proud of me, like on some Garp shit. Like, I don't have no suit. I'm just like that.
I wouldn't be mad at all.
Garp is
that's real.
breed.
That is real.
Like, I don't have a fruit. I have nothing extra going on. I'm just really like that.
All I have are these hands, and I can destroy a whole ship.
Hey, Garp, you want to lead the military? Nah, I'm good like this.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the other. We're gonna digress too much. We just start talking about how Garp is. Like, the man refuses to be promoted. He's clearly like admiral level, and like past that. He's just like, you know what? I'm cool.
I want it.
It's a lot of paperwork, bro.
Right. Plus, I can't check up on my grandson and all his shenanigans, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm just trying to eat crackers with my niggas.
What the fuck?
That's what he does.
That's what he do.
That's what he...
It's just the sentence, just the sentence itself. Anyway.
Yeah, just solid chapter. I can't wait to see what happens next. I think I think we're gonna have a very fun chapter. I'm trying to think of the other Kaiju. I guess we'll just go back to Kaiju number 8 after this fight. I do see it kind of wrapping up next chapter. Um, it was solid. Like I'll give it 5 single swords out of 5.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fire. Kaiju number 8. Like, I mean, when I started the review, I said it was like we'd be having to wait 2 weeks, but this time it was worth it.
It's so worth it.
TJ, what you think?
I agree. I think we wrapped this battle up with Hoshina in 12. Then I would guess it's got to either it probably is going to go over to Leno because we haven't seen him in action. Because I feel they're doing that thing where it's like we're not going to give you Kaiju number 8 just yet. We're going to give you every other side character first, then we'll give you the main course. I think, but I could also be wrong.
I know Leno's coming, but
chapter.
I wonder if Leno's gonna be like, "Yo, I just showed up to save you one time. Now it's on me." I don't think he's gonna be like, "Hey, yo, I'm here. Who am I fighting?" I think he's just gonna show up and just get in on a fight. He might save Soichiro. He might save him. Just be like, "Hey, I got this."
No, I feel like Soichiro is gonna get his box set. I feel like Kaiju 10's pride would not allow a Leno to step in and save. I feel like if Leno saved them, Kaiju 10 would turn on Leno.
Right, that's true. Kaiju 10 is a whole ass issue now. That's hilarious. He just got here.
He on the team.
That's true. But he's coming.
Well, with that though, shall we segue to everyone's favorite chapter this week?
Yeah, everybody said Sakamoto Days was their favorite. So
yeah, Sakamoto Days was hands down, dude. Curving that bullet off of the chin was crazy.
Different, bro.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah.
Sometimes in life, different. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, well then let's go over to the topic of the week, which was favorite I'm him moment in anime manga.
Yes, indeed.
All right, I'll kick us off because I had a list. So, any arc in Black Clover involving Mereo Leona, just know that whenever she's involved, an I'm him moment is imminent. She's a tier above the rest, and I'm not even talking about like Asta, Yami, and all of them. If you guys are familiar with Black Clover, but like anytime she steps onto the field, she knows that whoever she's up against is in for problems. Whenever Saitama steps onto the battlefield in One Punch Man, it's an I'm him. Literally, like every One Punch Man arc, everybody's struggling. Everybody's struggling with this one villain, and Saitama's like, "That's crazy, y'all." Madara versus the Ninja Army.
Oh, that's a good one. That's
Goku hitting Ultra Instinct for the first time mid-tournament.
Yeah.
Baki, when he turned the baton when he went to jail to fight Biscuit, and then there was the other dude, the second tier dude, and he like the dude who's doing that shit with the spoon, and he just like did that to the officer's baton when the officer was about to lay him with some forget me nots beat down or whatever, and he was just like, "That's crazy." Hell, pretzel. Mob, when he goes question mark. Anyway, anytime Mikazuki did anything in Iron Blooded Orphans, this
nigga is not allowing any moments from anyone else. He's not allowing anybody. He's just covering every anime ever.
All right, one that I know I'm the only one who watched. If you ever watched The Hero is Overly Cautious, everything he did.
Everything.
and then fucking Slam Dunk specifically, when Hanamichi hit a free throw for the first time, hit a free throw from from like a 45 game. It's like something he had been practicing, like coach Anzai had him practice, like, all right, you're gonna make 20,000 free throws, bro, like from all over the court. And he did that for the first time in one of their most intense games, literally like the final arc of the series. And then him and Rukawa, after he made the shot, because Rukawa passes him, like these dudes are heated rivals. Like they on the surface don't like each other, but they respect each other, like each other's hard work. Hanamichi hits the shot, swish. Him and Rukawa, everybody knows they like do not like each other. They have that moment where they look at each other like, nigga, did you just hit that? It's like, nigga, I just hit that. And then they fucking high five the shit out of each other. And they go like, oh, like it's a good moment. But that's me. I'm gonna pass it. Whoever wants it, take it.
I got a list too, man. What you?
Go ahead, Bryce. I hate you niggas. Go ahead.
Damn.
All right. So look.
No, I don't hate y'all. Let's go.
I got a number one. It's a manga, but I got some
anime or manga.
I got Luffy Gear. Well, is a spoiler.
Wait, is it past Sun God?
Nah.
Okay, then it's not really gonna be a spoiler.
Yeah, Luffy Gear 5th. Did you catch up? TJ?
No, but
never mind. I'm gonna skip this one. Luffy time skip. Zoro slaying Zoro taking down King.
That's a good one.
Naruto interest to pain.
That
is a good one. And mine, I don't know if y'all read Worst. That's one of my favorite mangas.
I didn't read it.
Yeah.
I know what's up, Bryce.
Yeah, when Hannah became king. When
he unified the school.
Yep. That's one of my favorites.
Which is an ironic I am him moment because it's a one-on-one fight.
It's a one-on-one fight. He got his ass whooped, but he still became king of the school. That's some cold shit. I would love to retell the story of this shit. If y'all let me. I don't know if y'all know suzerain, but pretty much craziest, most delinquent school of all of Japan. Nobody can rule that motherfucker. It's never been ruled.
On a scale from 1 to crows, how bad are we talking?
This is crows.
Oh,
this
bad.
Isn't even this is worse. This is like the sequel to Crows. This is crazier than Crows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it Crow 0?
No, this is past that. It goes Crow 0, then it goes Crows, then it goes Worse. Worse is the last of
the literal
I
name.
never read Worse, but I'm gonna have to check it out now. Go ahead.
Worse is really good.
Is Boya still a part of this universe?
No, Boya graduated.
Okay.
So
he's in the universe. He's gone.
Yeah. Okay, I feel it. So it's the next generation. Gotcha.
Yep. So the monster of this year, his name is Hanaki Guriko. And he's been a bigger problem since he's a bigger problem than Renaman, because the Yakuza, they look, don't go over there. Don't fuck with that dude. If he talk to you, if he say anything, just let him do it. Do not. We can't deal with him. Just don't. So this dude is a grown ass man. He just lives in suzerain, and he just has people be his butler. Hannah gotta fight him. Hannah is the main character this season. Everybody already in suzerain likes him, but the tradition is you have to be the strongest in the school. Hannah's gotta beat Hanaki Guriko. Hannah fights him. Hanaki beats the shit out of him. Everybody's just sad, dang, man, Hannah gonna get him. And Hanaki's like, bro, y'all motherfuckers are dumb as hell. This is the dumbest shit of all time. You niggas like him. You respect him. Just fucking follow him. He doesn't have to be the strongest nigga here. That's dumb as hell. Just fucking follow him. And so that's how he ruled the school. I know it's a weird way for him to be I him moment, but it takes the motherfucker that everybody's afraid of to be like, yo, y'all doing the dumbest shit of all time. Y'all already follow him. Y'all already respect him. Just fucking do it. And yeah, that's how he ruled the school. That's all that has been one of my favorite.
On a scale from 1 to Hanayama from Baki, what does Guriko look like?
Guriko,
he just looked like a regular dude. He just not playing no fucking games. G, that's really all it is. He's not huge like Render Man was. he just a dude with like his hair go down the side. He usually got on Cartier shades, and like, you
He
know,
a
if you
pretty
fuck
nigga.
with him, he gonna beat the brakes off you for real, for real. The nigga ain't lose to nobody.
Nope.
Mm.
Yeah, he's like he looks like Doflamingo, but with a goatee and just like regular.
Bro, he won a 10-on-1 fight, bro.
Yeah. And then he kept one of the niggas that whose ass he beat as a butler. As a
He in
butler.
high school, bro.
This is wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my favorite moment. And I'm gonna pass it along to Matt.
Well, I had one, but in the honor of niggas having lists, I'll add to them. So the one I had initially, as the I'm him moment was the introduction in season 2 of Mob Psycho of Ryo Shimazaki when he started teleporting and whooping everybody ass at the same time.
That's a good one.
And they was legit exhausting all their resources on this one dude. And he was fucking everybody up. But I'll never forget when he slammed that boy face into the tile, and then there was a car, and it was like, how you teleporting him mid swing? He's not even getting the same texture slammed into his face every time, bro. You just doing different shit to people. That dude was different.
Mm.
I just thought that it was just so crazy because it was like it was just like a different tier of threat has now like entered the room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like now they was in a different, like all the other people we saw before this, like, and this is not the main boss, but y'all are in trouble dealing with this guy. So I don't know. I thought that was one that was high up there for me. Another one, which I'm actually really shocked that neither of y'all said, Future Trunks.
That's a good
when he stepped on the
That's
scene,
a good one.
He pulled right up.
After the Cell Saga when he stepped back into the scene, it was like
Either
what up,
or.
future timeline.
You could do either or. The one I was going with was when as soon as he showed up and was like, this Frieza and his pops. Y'all was worried about dude Super Saiyan a thing or okay.
It's Frieza and his pops.
Right. I also had
No, bro, no, because I mean Future Trunks when he after the Cell Saga, he came back to his timeline and was like, "What up, androids? It's me, niggas."
It's
like
me,
that,
niggas.
that
Remember y'all said
crazy.
niggas ain't had nothing for y'all? That's crazy.
Because niggas brought a whole basket full of goodies for
yeah. Yo. But go on, Matt. Sorry for the digression.
And if I had one last one to add, and it's actually Tanya from the saga of Tanya the Evil. There's a scene.
Watch that one. Go ahead.
There's a scene. The only reason I wouldn't suggest it, and not to hate on y'all niggas, but the fucking audio for it on Crunchyroll is so bad.
It is bad.
It's like you get like all of the dialogue is like whisper low, like it's really low like this, and then everything else is so loud. So like it's one of those where you'll cut your TV up to like 50 and be like, Jesus Christ, like you gotta instantly cut it back down.
Right.
So I would see it maybe it plays differently off like a computer, but when I watch it on my TV, man, it's bad. Anyway, there's a moment where Tanya is like she had like a battalion with her or whatever, and they were ordered to fall back because basically shit was looking bad, and she was like, no, we could win this. Like, if y'all just listen to like my direction, because she had a really good tactical mind. She was like, if y'all will be fearless, we will literally beat these niggas. And they was like, nah, you wilding, back up. And they obviously they changed it a little bit for in the anime, but because this was never a manga, this was a novel.
Mm-hmm.
She essentially, what she does is there's basically like this drug that they can take that will like kind of help enhance they like magic shit, and she basically like does the Tony Montana moment, like just
What?
smashes a gang of it in her face, and she literally massacres an entire battalion dolo. Like she solos a battalion out of pettiness, and just to come back and be like, I told y'all niggas we could have did it if y'all wasn't scary. And just like that, she got rid of her whole crew. Like on some like that, it was like to get on
that's definitely on
Tanya's
brand for
squad,
Scarface.
you had to basically prove that you didn't care if you died or not.
Right. That's on brand for Scarface for sure.
Bro, then motherfucker just was like, she just hit the pookie and got it cracking like
Tanya
over with.
fam. Tanya is different.
Yeah, she's not playing, bro. Bro, she blew this dude out of his his dorm room because he was late for some shit. And he wasn't late, bro. He just wasn't early enough by her standards.
Yep.
She almost killed him behind this, bro.
Bruh, she killed 2 people in her battalion. I can't remember why, but like she knew this certain base was gonna get attacked, and she purposely put them in there to die. I think.
Oh no, that was because she it was people that disobey orders, and she and in her eyes, people who disobey orders are traitors.
Yep. That's what it was.
So because she wasn't allowed to kill them and she considered them to be traitors, she just basically sent them to die.
So she killed them.
Yeah.
She couldn't kill them directly, so she was just like, all right, cool. But I'm gonna tell you something, like the wild thing, and this is not only just for you, TJ, but this for anybody that's watching it. Like, you need to understand one thing. You have to get through the whole first episode because shit just is happening, and they're not going to tell you nothing until episode 2. They're not telling you nothing. You're literally going to get dropped off into the middle of a conflict, fights, all that shit for that whole first episode. You get introduced to the main character and everything. Nothing will be explained until the second episode. Nothing. They just instantly are like, action.
I'm gonna just also add weirdest main antagonist of all time. Weird as hell. Weird. What's going on? Weird. That's what it is.
Weirdo shit.
And he's petty. It's so petty. I'm not giving it away. I just want you to know that is the pettiest being of all time. Petty as hell. That's all.
Eddie Murphy. Gotcha.
Way past Petty Murphy. Way past Petty Murphy. Way past. Needs a whole new name. I gotta think of it. Petty as hell. That's all I can say.
It's kind of what you expect from a nigga with that type of cut, though. I'm not gonna hold you.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the person that put Talia there in the first place.
Oh yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
Petty as hell. Petty.
You don't believe, huh, motherfucker?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get you to do it. Best believe it.
Yeah, especially when you find out why is Tanya is really all I can say. Once you find out why is Tanya, you'd be like, wow.
Okay.
But with that said,
you should watch Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Watch Saga of Tanya the Evil if you can find it somewhere. You guys, anything else y'all gotta get off your chest?
Nope.
All right, y'all. Well, with that, this has been another episode of the Now Mind You podcast. You can find all of us on social media. You can find me at Matt Hambrick. That's MattHambric. TJ.
Y'all can find me on Instagram at Tuss4Skate. That's TUSS4_skate. Bryce.
You can find me on Instagram at Akshay_Onsa. That's AXE_ONCA Bay. And where can they find our podcast?
They can find us at Now Mind You Podcast, wherever you like to get your social media, wherever you like to get your podcast. And we are even on YouTube as well. Next week, what you can expect from us as far as manga releases, we will have another Sakamoto Days. Hopefully, we will have another Hajime no Ippo. I think we do get Ippo, though, next week.
Yeah, Ippo should be back.
We got Jujutsu Kaisen. We will have another My Hero Academia.
believe a Chainsaw Man should be in the mix, but let me double check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we getting Chainsaw.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a Chainsaw Man dropping as well. So we'll almost be at full strength. And our topic of the week next week will be who is a true villain. With that, we will see you guys either in the combat sports episode or we'll just see you next week. Peace out.
Peace.